Say that you're a developer writing code to a new method and want to copy code from somewhere else in your file. As soon as the code is pasted, the AntiCopyPaster tool puts this code fragment into a queue where the appropriate metrics are calculated, and it is then determined whether or not the fragment should be extracted. In this case, the model determined that the code fragment is too short and does not suggest an extraction. If we were to paste a larger piece of code, however, the model would perform the same steps and after a short delay, checks to see if the fragment remains unedited. After a short delay, a notification appears in the bottom right corner of the screen. Clicking on this notification displays a message that this code fragment can be extracted into a separate method to simplify the logic of the enclosing method. From here, the plugin gives the user options on how to customize all aspects of the extracted method. This includes the method's visibility, name, and parameters. After clicking on Refactor, the plugin then goes through all instances of the duplicate code and allows users to decide whether or not each instance should be extracted or not. Users can replace an instance, skip an instance, or replace all occurrences at once. This way, the code duplication was handled during the writing and removes the need for a separate refactoring session. The reason why there is a delay before the notification appears is in case the user wants to edit the code that they just pasted. Developers often paste code simply to edit it, so if a pasted fragment is changed during the delay period, a refactoring will not be suggested. This prevents unnecessary false positives from appearing on code that's going to be changed anyways. Given that the model is a black box, our goal was to develop a white box approach that allows developers to customize their detection rules. Since these rules are based on keywords, coupling, complexity, and size, we have decided to enable developers to personalize these rules according to their preferences. Navigating to IDE settings and going to Tools, AntiCopyPaster, the user will be able to customize all aspects of the plugin. The first two dialog windows allow the user to change the number of methods that must contain the duplicate code, as well as the delay period before the notification appears. The four main metrics, keywords, coupling, complexity, and size, all have sliders that allow them to adjust the sensitivity. The four main metrics also have checkboxes so that a metric can be classified as disabled or enabled or required in order for the notification to trigger. To cater to more experienced users or those with specialized requirements, the settings page also offers an advanced settings option. Clicking on this option reveals a secondary page with additional configurations and fine-grained controls for each of the four metrics. The four primary metrics are accompanied by a list of submetrics that can be activated or deactivated and also designated as mandatory if needed. This includes things like disabling certain keywords or deciding to include coupling density into the plugin. As an example, let's say that the user wanted to lower the sensitivity of the size metric and only have the notification trigger on very large pieces of code. If we take the piece of code that we copied and pasted earlier and paste it back into this method, the notification will not trigger because this pasted code does not pass the size threshold. Now, if we go back and change the size setting to what it was originally and paste this code again, the notification will appear because it now passes the size threshold again. By changing to a white box approach, we provide developers with more control over the code extraction process, making it easier to tailor method extraction to their specific needs and preferences.